What's going on, guys? Brother Russia here, back with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And today we are taking a little break from World Tournament to do the EZA for the LR TEQ Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who is finally on the global side. He's been here on JP for a while now, but global is just now finally getting him about 4 months later. So we're gonna hop into his EZA, get this one done real quick, and then I can get back to doing some World Tournament, because for whatever reason, Global decided to drop both of the they dropped the EZAs for both the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the Int Gotenks EZA, and did like a server maintenance all like right around World Tournament time. Plus we have chain battle going on right now as well, so like none of this makes sense. But whatever to do to get the sync going, that's all that matters. So they have so the weakness here is actually resurrected warriors, and of course you want to use units with legendary power. So I've got a team already set up, so we're going to run Harudgarner as our leader just because he's a resurrected warriors leader, and then we're just going to run a full team of LRs, mainly Int ones just because they're going to do the most damage to them. And then I got physical metal cooler in here. Mainly I'm bringing him just for to link up with like the LR metal cooler core. That way they can just do a little bit more damage that way. But yeah, other than that, this EZA itself is actually very easy to do. I've already done this one on the JP side. As long as you really have a decent amount of resurrected warriors, you can get this done pretty quick. Even if you don't have Harudgarner as a leader, you can always use the physical Angel Golden Frieza. You can use him as a leader if need be, or if you don't have him either, if you have the LR Majub from Battlefield, he also is a resurrected warriors leader. So if you just happen to have like either one of those three units, this should be a cakewalk. And then worst case scenario, if you don't have either one of them, you can just bring like a Int monotype leader and just kind of stack your team up with Int units. And as long as you have more resurrected warriors on there, you'll be able to get through this relatively quick. Obviously, if you have legendary power units, so any LRs that you have on the team, the more you have, the better, because you're going to do more damage that way. So that's kind of what we did. We just kind of stacked up a bunch of LRs on the team. And then obviously just the two Harudgarners are our leaders. So the LRs are going to do the massive amount of damage here. But let's talk about the Goku himself here a little bit. So obviously with Goku getting his EZA, he is going to become a Super TEQ Key 4 120% or Extreme TEQ Key 3 90% leader, which isn't bad. He's not a bad option for like Battlefield if you're a little low on leaders. He's a good one to have if you just run like a Super TEQ monotype team. So there is that option there. On his 12 key, so on his 12 key, he greatly raises attack, so he stacks attack. He raises defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage, and has a high chance of stunning the enemy. So he's got a 50% attack raise, 30% defense raise, and a 50% chance to stun. And then on his 18 key, he massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn, so that's a 100% raise. He causes mega colossal damage to the enemy and massively lowers defense. So it's a 30% defense raise and an 80% defense deduction for the enemy. Now, when we get to his passive, he gets attack plus 59% and defense plus 200%. So that was the biggest thing that he needed. He was not very good defensively, but he did a lot of damage per se. But his defense was very lackluster, is the best way to put it. So he gets an additional attack and defense plus 120% when performing a super. Then he reduces damage received by 50% within the turn before the character performs an ultra super. So he gets 50% damage reduction before he does an 18 key. He disables the attacked enemy's actions once within the turn, once only. Plus, he gets an additional attack plus 200% when performing an 18 key super. Then he gets key plus 2 up to 6, plus an additional attack plus 20% up to 59% with each super attack performed. So 3 supers, and he's got his full passive built up there. Then he performs a crit once only, and then he gets an additional key plus 7 and attack and an attack plus 59% within the same turn when HP is 59% or less, and facing only one enemy at the start of turn, starting from the 6th turn from the character's entry turn. And he doesn't have an active or anything like that, just because he is a bit of an older unit, so he doesn't have any active skills or transformations or anything like that. So this Goku can actually hit very hard, but his biggest problem is he has to be under that like 59% threshold in order to get all that extra, to get that extra key, to get that extra attack. So he is kind of limited to where you can use him, or like when you can use him at his full advantage. Then his links are Super Saiyan, Limit Break and Form, Experienced Fighters, Over in a Flash, Kamehameha, Shatter in the Limit, and Legendary Power. So he is very good. I have used him quite often on JP, but his biggest drawback that he has is the fact that it's very hard to get a super off with him, like an 18 key super, because of like how hard it is to actually get key for him. Like back in the day, before the link level update and everything like that, you used to be able to just stack him on a team with Over in a Flash characters, and they would each give him 3 key from one side and the other side, so he would get 6 keys super easy. But nowadays it is just a little bit harder to get that 18 key for him. But I'll definitely do a showcase for him probably once World Tournament is actually over, because I think I'm ranked like close to the top 100 right now. So I'm taking just a little bit of a break in order to get this done for you guys. I just wanted to at least put something out there for you guys, just so you could watch something while probably grinding World Tournament and whatnot. So hopefully your guys' grind in World Tournament is going great. I know this one seems to be like a super easy World Tournament, is what I have noticed actually. And I don't know if it's just me, but a lot of other people have noticed it as well. I think it's just because of maybe the lack of units that are EZAing. There's no real new LR or anything like that. Plus no real World Tournament prizes. So, I mean, like Physical Bojack's getting his awakening, but that's really it. So I think it's probably just one of those where people don't really care so much about World Tournaments. And I don't blame them. I mean, the game mode itself, it can get a little bit of an update. As I say, they have done quite a few things to, make it better, but I feel like they still have a little bit of ways to go. So we'll see what happens there. But back to this Goku here. He's very good. He's very good for like a Movie Heroes team. If you can get him linked up with another Super Saiyan 3 Goku that can get a lot of his links active, that is where you're going to get the most out of him. But the biggest problem with that is actually getting other Super Saiyan 3 Gokus that will link up with him correctly. So I want to say his one of his best linking partners is I think it's like the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku, where like the transforming Goku. He's probably like one of the better ones, but obviously to do that you get like a turn with him. The LR into GOKU He's also very good with him. I think they share 5 out of 7 links. And then the STR Xeno Goku, he actually shares 5 out of 7 links with this Goku as well. So there's a couple options, but the only one that you really don't have to worry about too much would be the God Goku and the Super Saiyan 3 STR Xeno Goku. Those are like the only ones you wouldn't have to really worry about it too much of trying to get him transformed or anything like that. So either way, I mean, like I said, we'll do a showcase for him. We'll see how he's going to perform. We're still on global, so the problem is we don't have difficult events. A lot of people still obviously are just running the Zamasu event, which is at this point relatively old. And I mean, he still hits hard and everything, but we need like longer content. And the 9th anniversary is where all that content is. So eventually, I mean, we still got like 2 months before we actually get all of that. So that's the only problem, is we still have to, we're on global, so we got to wait quite a bit. But once we actually get that like more difficult content, it'll be easier to do a lot of these showcases, because with the longer stuff like the blue spectacle battles with the with like basically it's like a red zone, but you're fighting the super class enemies instead. There's the fight against God Goku, which he only takes damage from type effective units. And in that one, it's a great one to showcase units off because everybody else doesn't do that much damage. So I actually really love using that fight to check out how good a unit is, because a lot of times you can survive that God Goku's attacks, but he also doesn't take damage from anybody else, so it's a very long fight. And I think once global players actually get these fights, they're going to have a lot more fun testing out these units, because the events themselves they're longer, they're more difficult, but they give you a better sense of how a unit performs in much longer content compared to what we have right now on global, which is just a Harudegarn fight, or I'm sorry, the Zamasu fight. And the Zamasu fight hits you very hard turn 1, and you either die or you survive. That's pretty much how Zamasu's fight goes right now. So once we get a little bit of a better fight, we'll see how good these units perform then. But now that this Goku has gotten his EZA on global, I think the oldest unit now, premium unit, is the LR TEQ Broly. So he is the oldest unit that doesn't have an EZA, which I'm assuming they're probably saving him for a Broly type of celebration of some kind. Though when they would drop that, I'm not too sure. Like, I could see maybe like worldwide celebration, because as of like this recording, we actually just got a leak from I Seriously of he showed off a Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the Majin Buu fight. So as of now, it looks like Golden Week is going to be Super Saiyan 3 Goku and possibly Majin Buu. Which, if that's the case, I'm all for it, because then we have a lot of units we can EZA. You know, the Int Super Saiyan 2 Goku, we can EZA him. The TEQ Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta that goes into Majin Vegeta, we can EZA him. TEQ Ultimate Gohan, he can get an EZA. That's a possibility. TEQ Fat Buu, he can get an EZA. It's definitely way too early to EZA like the STR Kid Buu and the physical Super Saiyan 2 Goku, I think, especially with the older units still being around. But there is quite a bit of units that can EZA. Plus, we did just get the Gotenks EZA, so it would only make sense to EZA the TEQ Fat Boo now as well. So we do have plenty of options, and I guess if they do a super EZA, physical Kid Boo is a very good option for that. Actually, I'd say he probably would be next in line, because they did just do the Super Saiyan 3 TEQ Gotenks on JP. So, I mean, it would kind of make sense to EZA the Fat Boo, or I'm sorry, it would make sense to EZA the physical Kid Boo now. So I guess we'll see. Next week we should, or probably in the next coming days, we should get some stuff on Golden Week, and once we get that, I mean, we'll know exactly what we're dealing with. But I would say until then, global players, enjoy your grind in World Tournament, get your final chain battle runs in, just because it is almost over, and prepare to do the EZAs once you're done with both of those, unless you already got them done and you just kind of bypass the World Tournament portion of it. But as we're just finishing up here, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. And of course, if you guys did, consider hitting that like button. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing, because we are slowly getting close to that 1,000 sub count. And hopefully you guys will be here once we get there. So let's go ahead and get this final turn in here. This should be the finishing turn for this Goku. And then we'll get all of his medals and be done with this event. And I can go back to, unfortunately, grinding more World Tournament and trying to finish in the top 100. Much as I don't want to, this one is, again, a very easy World Tournament. So I was just kind of playing it yesterday, and next thing you know, I was like almost top 50. And then I went to sleep and haven't really played it much since then. I'm still like very close to top 100, so I think we'll definitely be able to finish there at least. But there you guys go. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, consider hitting that like button. And if you are new here, consider subscribing as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.